Dallas nodded, took out his phone, opened the contact list, found the ID named Mo Academy worker, and then made a voice call. Gray was taken aback. "What are you doing, Dallas?" He said he wanted to ask if this is how the vice principal system works. Gray quickly told him to stop. "It's no big deal. You can keep that $100. Let's all make some money, right?" Gray, this fool. He disguised himself and sneaked into the student dormitory late at night. He took advantage of Carson being fast asleep. He punched him in the waist. Carson, in a daze, quickly summoned an awakened object to defend against it. This really startled Gray. How can it be so big? He jumped onto the bed and kicked Carson in the lower back. Surprisingly, Carson still dared to block. He didn't discriminate and just started to punch him fiercely. At that moment, Leia was awakened by the intense movement of the two and asked dazedly what was going on. When Leia saw Gray beating up Carson, she was stunned. "Is this something I can watch without paying? It turns out that men can be so passionate too." Carson only realized that it was Gray who hit him, and he angrily scolded Gray for being shameless. A respectable teacher unexpectedly resorted to a sneak attack. Gray, who has thick skin, responded by saying, "Let's test your alertness." The result revealed a disappointing group, and Carson accused him of seeking revenge publicly. As a result, Gray gave Carson a disdainful look. He immediately stood at attention and said, "Teacher, I know I was wrong." His expression changed faster than flipping through a book. Gray, however, did not intend to let this go. He found flaws in every task. "Starting from tomorrow, give me intensive training." Gray then cast his gaze towards Leia, who was startled and immediately hugged herself, wondering what he was going to do. "Notify everyone except Dallas to gather at the playground at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning." The next day on the playground, Carson was criticizing what special training. It was clearly Gray seeking personal revenge and bullying the weak. Then he cast his gaze on Leia, who was sitting on the ground, and remembered the message Gray sent last night. As long as he kept chasing Leia and hitting her, he would receive 1 credit. He took advantage while Leia wasn't paying attention. He lifted the sandbag in his hand and swung it over. "I'm sorry for not giving you credit." Leia was scared and ran off, shouting for Whitey to go bite Eli as she ran. Eli was being chased by Whitey and was screaming for Melvin to save him. And at this moment, Melvin was also thinking about the message Gray sent last night, that if he managed to beat Quentin without using the awakened object, he would receive a reward of 3 credits. Melvin placed Tombstone on the ground. He said sorry to Quentin before he could even react. He was slapped by Eli and flew out. He was yelling, "Hurry up and run!" Several people chasing and biting each other, focusing on one person at a time. Their task is to interlock and constrain each other. Gray laughed heartily on the side. "It seems that you still haven't practiced enough. Don't you think so, Cairo?" The young man beside me is a senior student from the 138th batch, but he is the last among the awakened for the 3rd time. He sighed and said that this group of students is not bad, especially the guy named Dallas. "Give them to me before I leave school. I promise to ensure that they become qualified students." Watching his silhouette fade into the distance, Gray let out a sigh. He couldn't believe that the once top student had fallen to last place, to the point of being eliminated by the academy. At the same time, everyone on the playground was lying on the ground in all directions, looking completely defeated. Strongman exclaimed that Whitey's bites really hurt. Leia even said that she was willing to spend credits to ask Gray to help her seek revenge. Carson was completely dumbfounded. When will this cycle of revenge end for Leia? Please, teacher, don't encourage freshmen to unite and work together. He actually used the seniors, who are lagging behind, to train. At this moment people other than Dallas gathered on the playground. Why does everyone look dirty? Are you satisfied with the intensity of your training these days? Then he chuckled and pointed to the young man behind him. No matter how you want to retaliate against me, you must beat up this person badly first. Carson was surprised and exclaimed, "Beat up a senior student? I think we would be the ones getting beaten up." Gray waved his hand and said, "Don't accuse me of sending people to bully you. This guy has repeated a year twice and has only been awake 3 times. He's a total waste. Every year he hangs on the edge of expulsion. If you can just pull out a strand of his hair, you would have one." Carson and Quentin were shocked. 3 times awake? Just like that ruffian from last time. Senior student chuckled. "If we're only comparing the number of awake times, then we are indeed the same. However, in terms of quality, you can come and give it a try." Quentin silently looked at the awakened object in his hand 3 times. What's the use of waking up 3 times? It doesn't determine if it's powerful or not. Carson, however, unwillingly picked up the sandbag. "In that case, Senior, I'm sorry." Melvin and Strongman are also on the sidelines, eager to try. "Senior, don't worry at all. If we end up beating you, I'll use credit to buy you delicious food as compensation." Several people rushed toward senior student without any hesitation, but before senior student could make a move, the next second, they all fell to the ground in unison, without even being able to see what moves were used. This senior student looked excited and moved his fists and feet a bit, then withdrew the awakened object, encouraging the crowd of junior students. Remember, teamwork is key. Don't waste energy. Concentrate it as much as possible in one spot. Avoid unnecessary movements, especially when you're holding the tombstone. If you're going to release a skill, at least do it discreetly and stay away from me. Although I'm the weakest in the senior student group and might even drop out next year, you shouldn't underestimate me." Just then, Gray patted Quentin on the shoulder, saying, "Please accept my condolences, Quentin." Quentin still had no idea what was going on. Just then, the senior student walked over to him. Quentin called out, "Senior, I did not participate in the attack on you." The senior student chuckled lightly and said, "In life and death, advance and retreat together. A team must be united and orderly." He then aimed at Quentin's joints, targeting vital points accurately with his fingers. In less than a minute, Quentin lost his ability to move. He was dragged over to Carson's side. He then chuckled and clapped his hands, finally experiencing the feeling of being beaten by me back then. That senior must be feeling quite good. This man was lenient in grading the freshman exam. He was reported by Gray for being corrupt and lustful. He was dispatched to the red light district to carry out his tasks. Singers and dancers are everywhere in this area. 7 stood in front of a stall, skillfully flipping the pancakes in front of him, and finally sprinkled them with vegetables and slices of meat. He rolled up the pancake and handed it to the woman in front of him. The woman looked at 7 and immediately chuckled. "How did such a handsome young man end up doing this job? How about you and your sister go for free?" 7's face turned red instantly, shyly bowing her head and not daring to speak. The woman, however, left behind a phone number. "Big sister is waiting for you." 7 lowered his head, too afraid to respond, and secretly took out his phone. He opened the camera and started recording a man and a woman beside him as they gradually moved further away. Finally, there was some movement. 7 murmured and got up, muttering in his mouth, saying, "Upset stomach." He turned to the old man selling cold skin beside him and questioned, "Is there something wrong with your cold skin, old man?" The old man immediately became unhappy and said, "Impossible. I have been selling it for so many years and never had a problem." 7 waved her hand uncomfortably. "Wait for me to finish using the restroom. I will come back and discuss with you." Shortly after, he was seen following a man and a woman to a corner. He could faintly hear omnitheism to be mentioned in half a month. 7's eyes lit up. He probably caught a big fish this time. Just then, a door suddenly swung open. A man came out cursing and grumbling, saying it's really unlucky and not allowing to touch. What does that mean? Just as he finished speaking, the girl who just bought the pancake walked up to 7 and said, Hey, handsome, where are you planning to go? Seven thought he had been found out, and he breathed a sigh of relief. Just saw the girl instantly become sharp. She flew towards him. Seven is very alert and dodged the attack with a swift move. At the same time, he pulled out his dagger. You still lack the skill to kill me. But he didn't have much time to celebrate. A dagger suddenly pierced through him from behind. I saw Divine Maiden Nora slowly walk out from behind him, using the dark eye. You are from the Lu family, right? It's just a pity with such a handsome appearance. At this moment, Seven is in pain, sweating coldly. I've already locked onto her breath. Even if I die, the people of the Lu family will definitely find her to accompany me in death. His voice had just fallen when a huge pitch-black pupil flashed and disappeared behind him. In an instant, the pupil opened, shattered, and turned into black mist. It quickly merged into the woman's body. Nora frowned at this, and quickly dealt with the body. I will inform you to summon Hunt Soul to come back to life, and you should take care of the rest. At the same time, MO Academy. They found out that Seven's death had caused a huge explosion. Fellow classmate Mabel is furious and vows to avenge Seven. Every time the alarm rings, it symbolizes the death of a genius. On the playground of MO Academy, the senior student is conducting special training for Carson and a few others. Too slow, too slow. I've already charged over, but you haven't shown any response at all. Just then, the alarm bell of MO Academy suddenly sounded. The cynical senior student immediately paid his respects, placing his hand over his chest and bowing slightly. At the same time, Mabel, upon hearing the sound of the bell, walked out of the dormitory and looked up inquiring, "Is that Seven?" The vice principal nodded sorrowfully. Mabel exuded an aura of distress. I have accepted this task. Please send me their information. She then grabbed a large knife and headed towards the red light district. At this time, the senior student was recounting how many geniuses there were in the 139th cohort, but they all perished in one operation, leaving only Mabel and Seven. Now, she may be the only one left. He then turned back to the few people and instructed, "Let's call it a day for the first time. Remember to salute when you hear the bell in the future, as it signifies that another person from our MO Academy has passed away." At the same time, he urged the few people to train diligently. He didn't want a day to come when the bell tolls for someone due to a lack of preparation. Carson, lost in thought, stared at the sorrowful announcement on his phone and slowly spoke. "It seems we really need to put in more effort." At this moment, Mabel, exuding a murderous aura, charged towards the red light district. This is the territory of Seductive Gate. Upon seeing someone from MO Academy, everyone retreated without exception. Mabel brandished a large knife and surrounded several members who had not managed to escape yet. She interrogated them about the whereabouts of Vice Sect Leader and instructed them to quickly roll over to see her. The girl was so frightened that she trembled and quickly revealed that Vice Sect Leader had fled long ago. Mabel did not trouble her and turned to walk into the dark alley. She saw two places on the wall and ground with fresh blood. Mabel analyzed that there were probably two people who had attacked Seven together. Just at this moment, the vice principal called. Two pieces of information. The Lu family reported that Seven has already located the target using Dark Eye, and this matter is related to the cults. Their divine maiden Nora may be involved. He reminded her to be careful and hung up the phone, carefully observing the scene. She couldn't help but furrow her brows until she saw Hunt Soul, written in blood, pondering what Seven meant. Afterwards, she took out her phone and called the Lu family to send me the marked location of Dark Eye. Carson, who was killing randomly, woke up 3 times in a row immediately. He originally wanted to bravely pretend to be a bully. He was directly knocked down to the ground by Quentin instead. It turns out that after Seven was harmed, senior student placed even greater emphasis on their training, even doubling it directly. And Mabel followed the clues left by Dark Eye all the way. She pursued and found the seductive Gate Vice sect leader. The two fought fiercely. In the end, Mabel outperformed the opponent with superior skills. She killed this harmful girl. But Seven's revenge is not yet complete. Mabel pulled out her phone and dialed the MO Academy's switchboard. Please help me search for Nora's whereabouts. I must avenge Seven. At the same time on the playground of MO Academy, besides Dallas, all the freshmen were lying on the ground in extreme pain. After more than half a month of sneaking around, everyone didn't even get close to the senior student. Carson asked helplessly beside the strong man, when you will have your second awakening. If you can hold on a bit longer, we might succeed. Eli innocently expressed that it's probably coming soon. I've been feeling very hungry lately, just like the last time before the awakening. I guess it's coming soon this time. Carson proudly pointed at himself. I have an announcement to make. I'm about to have my third awakening. How do you like my awesomeness? Quentin on the side suddenly got up and pressed him down, making him quiet. Absolutely must not awake. Carson won't suffer either. He got up and hit Quentin. Why can you do it but I can't? Are you stupid? My third awakening is fake. Just because one has a third awakening doesn't mean they can beat us. If you were to reach third awakening, we would be beaten by senior students of the fourth awakening. Don't you prefer not to get beaten up even more? Carson was speechless. It's really the case. Then tears streamed down his face. In order to quickly increase his strength, not only did I transfer all the energy of the sandbag to myself, but I also spent a lot of credits hiring people to beat me up. Now I realize I brought it on myself. Dallas on the side couldn't help but frown secretly. He felt for the first time on Carson that improving one's strength was such a painful thing. This rude woman. She actually knelt down in public and begged to hold Dallas's leg. During this period of special training with Carson and others, Dallas took on the missions at Bounty Hall when he had nothing else to do, and gets furious when every time she receives a mission, Dallas completes it first and claims the reward, leaving her grinding her teeth in anger. She blocked Dallas, who had just arrived at Bounty Hall, at the entrance. Are you the one who completed all those tasks of hunting and killing demons? Dallas doesn't know who the person is, but indeed this was done by himself. He nodded without saying anything. Only saw and kneeling on the ground with a thud, about to cling to Dallas's legs. Dallas was so scared that he quickly backed away. Hero, please spare those ignorant demons. They are almost exterminated by you. Leave some tasks for me. Would you mind doing some tasks for the Shadow Pavilion? Dallas thought seriously for a moment, and slowly shook his head. That task cannot be done, and I don't like killing people. The main reason is that the pay for killing is too little. And was stunned. Isn't killing cults a crazy way to make money? It's just that my own capabilities don't allow it, or else I would have gone to their hideout long ago. Dallas is getting farther and farther away. He doesn't want to have any interaction with this person. He was tracked by her before. How did she end up in Emo City now? And hurriedly shouted as she saw Dallas slipping away. At least leave me with 2 beast cards. I can barely afford to eat anymore. At the same time, Layton approached Sunny on Demon Suppressing Pass and analyzed the situation between the human race and the demon clan. Sunny jokingly remarked, You, a 6th awakening little trash, are worried about the major issues of the human race. Do you want to take over Moj from us old farts? Layton looked worried and said, I'm just concerned if the demon clan is plotting something. I heard that not only the Demon Suppressing Pass, but even Dawn Pass has been quite active recently. Sunny kicked him to the ground and said, I see you just want to be lazy and not move the supplies. Say anything in front of me. Do you want to kneel for another 2 hours? After glancing around, Layton looked embarrassed and whispered, Sunny, please be gentler. Remember, I am also a deputy master at the provincial level. Give me some face, okay? As soon as he finished speaking, a powerful pressure came from above, directly forcing him to kneel on the ground. What the hell is a deputy master at the provincial level? Is this worth anything? It's really delaying my sunset viewing. Just then, someone suddenly shouted, "Enemy attack! Enemy attack!" at the demon suppressing pass. Quickly sound the red alert. I saw millions of demons rushing towards us. Sunny was a little dumbfounded for a moment. He actually guessed right. Human race demon suppressing pass was ruthlessly attacked by the demon army. The deafening siren echoed in the sky. MO Academy quickly responded. All senior students above the 6th Awakening rushed to support the demon suppressing pass without error. Meanwhile, Carson and others, through long-term training and coordination, have gained the ability to deal with the Awakened 3 times. The senior student announced that they have become a qualified student of MO Academy. At the same time, he secretly felt sad that this would be his final task at MO Academy. In the future, everything at MO Academy would have nothing to do with him. Just then, Gray received the command from above to lead the teachers and students to stay in Jay's city. If there is a demon attack, they must vow to protect the future of the human race at all costs. Gray solemnly promised to complete the mission. He then rose into the sky over MO Academy. His voice echoed throughout the entire MO Academy. All MO Academy teachers and students enter first level alert. All teachers and students from 2nd grade and above must immediately lock down the city. You go to the city to maintain order and protect the safety of the citizens. When you encounter those who sow discord, or those who mistreat the people, and those who take advantage of the situation to cause chaos, execute them without mercy. After each command was issued, he found himself in front of Carson and others. Now, the combat power of MO Academy will be used to protect the civilians of Jay's city. We will be responsible for holding off all those above the 4th Awakening, leaving the rest to you. Inside the Academy, there is something of utmost importance to the entire human race. Even if you die, you must protect the school and not let anyone in. Gray's seriousness made the freshmen realize the seriousness of the situation. They all promised to protect the Academy even if it meant sacrificing their lives. On the other side, and successfully clung to Dallas's thigh. The two are currently jointly accepting a mission from Bounty Hall, and complained to Dallas. "Can we discuss this again? Can the bounty be divided more generously? Is 1/10 too little? It's not enough to fuel my efforts." Dallas suddenly spoke up and stopped the car, and thought she had once again offended this god of wealth. She quickly explained, "If you're not willing, then forget it." Dallas quickly turned his phone screen to show her a message from Quentin. "Emergency in Jay's city, hurry back." Dallas quickly asked and to turn around. "My brothers need support." Demon suppressing pass was raided by demons. At the same time, MO Academy was also invaded by cults. Gray instructed Carson and others with a sentence, and then he fought against the 2 awakened beings of the cults alone. Behind him, a faint fire phoenix appeared, and he showed no fear facing the 2. He, Gray, is going to show the cults people today. MO Academy is not something that anyone can attack. Meanwhile, Dallas is holding a bow and crossbow, forcing Anne to quickly return to Jay's city. Terrified, and dare not release the throttle, fearing she might get shot by Dallas' bow and crossbow. Quentin, from MO Academy, came out with a large package on his back, secretly lamenting that his awakened object is useless in such a situation. But he had already prepared for a fight. His bag is full of various weapons, and the demon core, all of which he prepared for the team. Carson picked up a demon core, and thought to himself. Quentin sensed his concerns, and said that someone had already been sent to find the demon core that best suits your awakened object. Otherwise, you could wait a bit more. However, Carson let out a bitter smile and commented, "There are not so many perfect things in the world. Only through continuous improvement can we move forward. We cannot afford to miss the opportunity to stand behind Dallas and take pictures in the future." At the moment when the demon core merged with the awakened object, a terrifying aura emanated from Carson's body. And on the other side, the strong man, unwilling to show weakness, scratched his head and said he wouldn't say anything either, but Awake and Carson are the same. He then swallowed a demon core directly as he spoke. At that moment, his physical body was amplified again. As the two of them refined to the demon core at MO Academy, the entrance was already surrounded by a large number of cultists, making it impassable. Quentin anxiously asked the senior beside him whether all these people would really enter through the main gate obediently, or if they might try to sneak in by climbing the walls for a surprise attack. The senior chuckled disdainfully and said, "Do you think just anyone can climb over the walls and enter MO Academy after all these years?" Just as he finished speaking, someone who was planning to launch a sneak attack was instantly burned to ashes. Quentin finally heaved a sigh of relief. Senior picked up his gear and ordered him to guard Carson well. They planned to break through, and he intended to go out to face the enemy alone. On the side, Melvin, holding Tombstone, indicated that he also wanted to join the battle. He can use spells to harass the enemy. Quentin couldn't help but pray as he watched the two break through. Dallas hopes you can come back in time, otherwise who knows what will happen. On the other side, Dallas and N have arrived at the entrance of J City, but the gates are tightly closed, and they can't get in. Dallas directly ordered to ram through, and is a little reluctant because she worked hard on missions for a long time to buy this car. But when Dallas' bow and crossbow moved, and immediately fell silent, she stepped on the gas and rushed towards the city gate. With a loud explosion, and knelt down and cried. Dallas, however, pried open the city gate and slipped inside. At this time, the cults in J City kill on sight, their intention being to stir up chaos. Dallas is carrying a bow and a crossbow. He quickly took care of someone who was about to attack. Just then, a voice appeared behind him. Impressive skill, but unfortunately, you will die by my hand today. This man grew up in a world where people eat people. He is hostile towards any outsider. But now his best friend is in crisis. Dallas quickly rushed into J City with a bow and crossbow. After dealing with a cult thug, However, he was stopped by a sarcastic voice and challenged. "Not bad skills, but unfortunately luck isn't on your side. You will die by my hands today." Dallas cannot tell if this person is real or fake, but he should not be a match. Just then, a big knife slashed over. I saw Mabel with an angry face. "Nora, the one who is going to die today is you." The two soon engaged in close combat. Mabel's every strike with the knife is deadly, showing no mercy. Dallas is of no help in a fight at this level. He hurriedly went to find Carson and others. At this time, the entrance of MO Academy was already surrounded by a large number of cultists, making it impassable. In this situation, Quentin appears quite useless as his awakened object has no attacking power. Just then, Carson stood in front of him. "Don't worry, as long as I'm here, no one can touch you." Strongman also laughed heartily. "Ha ha," he said to Melvin. "They're coming." Both of them showed a fierce look in their eyes. They faced hundreds of cultists without any panic and rushed forward recklessly. The cultists mocked MO Academy for sending 2 students from the Third Awakening to their doom, wondering if there was no one else left at MO Academy besides the Third Awakening students. Carson smirked with a hint of playfulness, activating his Third Awakening ability. He met the shocked gaze of the cult scum. He was sent flying out. Carson's new ability is actually counter damage. No matter how powerful the attack is, it can be reflected back proportionally. On the side, Strongman is also not willing to show weakness, smashing Tombstone wildly. Senior student couldn't help but worry when seeing the two of them perform so well. The talents of this group are all good, just don't make mistakes here. He gave instructions while making his moves, reminding not to be surrounded by others, and to coordinate well to avoid being taken advantage of. Carson smiled cheekily and reassured Senior. "Don't worry, these people can't harm us yet." As soon as he finished speaking, A cultist appeared beside him with an evil grin. Senior was suddenly startled and warned to be careful. Carson didn't have time to react. He was directly hit by a heavy hammer, spraying a mouthful of blood. At this moment, the necklace on his chest suddenly emitted a faint golden light. The young man broke through the crowd with a single sword. Wherever he passed, the enemies were all decapitated. MO Academy is about to be breached. Senior student is scolding Carson and others to quickly return to the academy and make sure to defend the main gate to the death. Carson is a spirited person and is determined to live and die with senior student no matter what. Is there anything else senior student wants to say? He only saw the cults in the distance one by one, wailing incessantly. Everyone fixed their gaze and immediately became overjoyed. It's Dallas, he's back, he rushed back. Dallas's appearance was like a stimulant, greatly uplifting the morale of the MO Academy side. The strongman grabbed the stone tablet and kept waving it continuously. Every strike knocked out a small fry. Quentin is a guy with no combat power. He also wields a deadly long knife. Senior was suddenly shocked.